in this episode of What the Fuck is Square Enix Doing Now? Let us move over to Dissidia's back, guys. Just not the way that we had hoped. Oh boy, okay. So Dissidia, Duellum? Duodenum? Yeah, how do you pronounce this? Dulium. Am I saying that right? It's pronounced trash, I think. You're funny. All right, so Dissidia doo-doo out here. A few days ago, Square Enix came out on Twitter and teased a new Dissidia and automatically gave it away that it was going to be another mobile game, which obviously for anyone who has been paying attention to Square Enix as of late is a baffling decision right now. For those who are not aware, what the fuck is Dissidia? So Dissidia is a long-running Final Fantasy series that essentially the Final Fantasy fighter game, if you will. It's not a traditional fighter game, but you know, it's basically all of the major Final Fantasy protagonists coming together in one game to punch the shit out of each other. Comes in different forms. It's been a thing since the early 2000s. The most popular Dissidia game, or at least like the one that people love the most, is Dissidia Duodecim, famously on the PSP. Love that game. And of course, Dissidia NT, which was a game that, in my opinion, should have done well, but the online was handled so poorly that it fucking flopped out the gate, and then no one really touched it, despite being the most high production Dissidia game. Dissidia is essentially the catch-all title for just like Final Fantasy celebration game with a lot of the characters that you know coming together in some capacity, right? The reason why this is baffling is that it is not beyond Square Enix to release a mobile game that no one will play and will most likely be shut down within a year. That's kind of part of the course. The reason why this is baffling is because, as for my understanding and what Square Enix has been projecting to the fucking ceilings, is that Square Enix is in the process of restructuring to get out of mobile game stuff, and they have no interest in pumping out mobile game schlop that is not going to live longer than a year. Going as far as canceling Missing Link, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, the mobile game that was supposed to be the tide over before Kingdom Hearts 4, that was ready to go and was in full functioning beta before they pulled the plug on it. Okay, and it got shut down entirely. Based off of that move and the fact that like they hadn't announced really any other mobile games, people were pretty like, okay, Square Enix seems pretty dedicated with this restructuring to get out of mobile game stuff. And then lo and behold, here comes an announcement from a new Dissidia game, and it's exactly what the fuck they've been doing for the last 10 years that hasn't been working. You know, like they still have mobile games that are around, like Ever Crisis is still kicking, like Square still has mobile games that are not shut down yet. We were kind of the belief that they were no longer going to be pumping these things out haphazardly and willy-nilly. No one was asking for this. So let's watch this trailer. What the fuck is this thing? Now the catch about this Dissidia is that it does look a little different compared to previous ones. Mama, less research. Dissidia Duelium Final Fantasy announcement trailer released today. When the darkness veils the world, the warrior of light shall... whatever. Oh my god, chaos! Those who arrive and confront the chaos are called the ghosts. Okay. The unreality. Remember who you are? So it's a 3 versus... so it's like NT. ここでぶっ潰す本気にさせたな全身全霊をかける足はうがいついてなかったないっちゃえ我々は皆異世界から召喚された New Dissidia story unfolds in modern Tokyo. Oh my god. Hey, expanding more, alright. The gang's all here.
Are you for real?
Tyler, when I tell you how much I love Dissidia, but this is not it. This is like painful in so many different ways. So there's a few things to break down here. First of all, let's go on the website. So as you can tell, Dissidia in the modern world, which, hey, is kind of very similar to the premise of Kingdom Hearts 4 setup. What's up with that? Is there a connection? I don't know right now. That's not important. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This is cute. I won't lie. I like the character designs. I like the whole modern kind of spin. That's adorable. Like everybody who saw this for the most part, where they're like, oh wow, that's really cute. What a waste of fucking time and effort because it's a goddamn mobile game. I feel like I'm going crazy. This could have been it could have been a console game. Like a lot of people that are absolutely bewildered by this shit of just like good ideas being wasted on mobile game stuff that just has the life cycle of a year. I mean, when it comes to like the flops that are the Square Enix mobile games, it's that conceptually they are sound ideas. This is a cute aesthetic. I like the glow up here. Like this is a decent concept. It's the format.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
God. 3 versus 3, team boss battles arena, simple controls, exhilarating action. Again, good production value. Nothing's wrong with the idea. It's the format. That's the problem. You got the story, you got the characters, you know, here the gang's all here. Like they've gone above and beyond to like make this like a legitimate launch, and it's being wasted on a platform that it will die on. To me, this was like, oh my God, Square Enix has not learned. As disappointed as I was for Missing Link getting canceled, I was also like, okay, to me that showed dedication to getting out of this kind of structure of essentially having these really sound ideas being shoved into a mobile game structure and then having it die within the year. I thought we were getting out of that, and here it is clear as day again. A very cute concept for a new Dissidia game being wasted on a platform like this. It's impressive how much they keep making this mistake. And I thought we were free. I thought we were so fucking free. First Soldier, for example, was a battle royale game, which was a prequel to the 7 story and all that. Conceptually, a very cool idea. They put a lot of effort into the production value. Catch was, it was a mobile game only for a battle royale shooter. They didn't put it on PC. They gave it no actual like long-term support, and the marketing like just flopped entirely. These concepts are not bad on their face. It's the fact that they're being shoved into a mobile game and a mobile game only. It's like we're literally back where we are. I'm back in the fucking building again of this shit. I can't defend this. I can't. You know, I'm not against the idea of a new Dissidia. I would love Duodecim to come back in some capacity of like a remaster, or I'm crushed that this will die. Like these bitches are dead. We're looking at ghosts right now. And they're literally called that. For God's sake. They're called ghosts. The game knows. Those who arrived to confront the chaos were called ghosts. Bitch, they're riding it themselves. They're already dead. And also there's a comment from Nomura as well. So Nomura is like definitely involved inside the art direction. So Nomura, creative producer. It has been a while, everyone. This is Nomura. With the announcement of the new Dissidia title, I'd like to take a look back at our history of the series. So, you know, again, here's all the other Dissidia games. Dissidia, the first of many crossover titles of the Final Fantasy series, was born from the ambitious spirit of our young staff members who wanted to challenge themselves. Dualium is the 6th installment in the series, as you can see from the world setting and visuals. It's another aspirational title packed with many new undertakings and ways for the staff to challenge themselves. While our commitment to perfecting this new title will continue, we've successfully reached a point where we feel players would enjoy it too. We hope you will give it a try during the closed beta test so we can gather your thoughts and feedback to help us launch the game in the best possible state. There are still some more things about this entry that I am eager to share, but I will save that for another time. We hope to see you all in Dissidia Dual. And if that other eager thing to share is that there's a fucking console version behind this mobile version, awesome. But until then, I can only go off of what I have, and what I have is like, girl, what are we doing right here? People want something like the OG and Duodecim and stuff. If this was an actual full-fledged console Dissidia game and it looked like this and actually had like a functioning online, I'd be really excited. I like this design. I think it's really cute. If they're doing the whole like, you know, Final Fantasy characters in modern setting. What a fucking waste this is though. I guess go on Twitter to gauge the reaction here. So Dissidia Dualum Final Fantasy is coming to mobile devices next year. And so they have a closed beta if you're curious and stuff. You know, we got some folks being excited, and then we got, this shit is so ass. No one asked for this. Yikes, how are you gonna go from this? Blah, blah, blah. A lot of people being like, this looks cute, but at what cost? So Missing Link was canceled for this. Seeing that the title versus watching the trailer. Where is our goat Jack? Again, people being like, just memeing it up and stuff, but for the most part, a lot of people are like, girl, what are we doing? So let's look at the comments. For those who do not remember the past, are condemned to repeat it. Real? Please, we just want Dissidia Duodecim remaster on console. Square is not even able to replicate a fraction of what they did back then. Step 1, how do you piss off a fan base? Thank you for playing Dissidia Dualium Final Fantasy. We regret to announce that we have made the difficult decision to discontinue the app service by 2027. What are you guys doing with Dissidia? Who are the next ghosts? Your fan base? Ow! Square Enix is still somehow stuck in 2015. Thank you for reminding me why you don't deserve my money. Square Enix, please. We just want a new console Dissidia game with the quality of a PSP game and also online that works. I'm going to add that. The worst part is that this fails. It's going to show them that Dissidia isn't worth it even though it is. So again, same sentiment. People like Dissidia. They don't like this format. And I think that's really apparent. So my concern for Square Enix grows yet again. Just give us the old PSP Dissidia bag. Dissidia World Kingdom ends with you of hearts. Funny. So this is where the 14 money goes to die. How much excitement disappeared when you saw it was for mobile? Come on, Square. Come on, man. Congrats, Square. You've learned nothing. Square, you would do anything instead of making their fans happy. Can't believe Dissidia has fallen like this. I see a new Dissidia, but then I see iOS and Android heartbreaks. Well, back to emulating Duodecim and just like fucking, oh. The mobile's huge in Asia, but come on. Well, that's the thing. There is a market for mobile gaming, but Square Enix has consistently not tapped into it, despite there being like a large mobile game audience. Ever Crisis is still kicking. Like there are mobile games that are still humming along for Square Enix and stuff, but the amount of ones that come out and die, despite there being like a mobile market in Asia. This is it. Another glorious win for renowned mobile game developer Square Enix. You want to talk about dead games? Here they are. Audience might ask, bitch, where are they? They didn't play any of these. Where the fuck are they coming out for Dissidia? It's like a Vietnam War memorial. It's like seriously just like a list of names. Okay, so here's what's dead. Yeah, we have First Soldier, Near Reincarnation. Some of these I haven't even heard of. Crystal Chronicles, Kingdom Hearts Union got shut down. Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire, Sinnoh Alice, here's the original, Final Fantasy Awakening, Star Ocean. Some of these have gone on for a long time, but all of these have been shut down. You know, it's like these are the dead ones. These are the ones that they have put out and have died.
When I'm in a cancelled projects competition and my opponents are Google Apps and Square Enix.
Record Keeper is still going, it's just not in the West. And so, okay, so some of this is like not exactly the most accurate, but the fact of the matter is there is a massive list of games that at one point seemed pretty promising as a concept and then died. I guess place your bets, y'all. How long do you think this game will last realistically? I'm gonna bet maximum 2 years. Likelihood, a year. I just feel like people are so fucking sick of this. I don't see it living that long. Like, you know, especially compared to like some of these other mobile games that had just like better concepts or like, I would say production value just as good as this, they also died. I think it won't last past the beta test. Yeah, what if the beta, like, what if like no one signs up for the beta? I think people will play it. I think it's going to have the fate of basically every other decent looking mobile game from Square. It's like, that's cool production value. Damn shame it's on mobile. I'll try this out. Okay, it's fine. And then no one touches it. And then like it dwindles out players. It just costs money to keep up. And then they shut it down like everything fucking else that fits under this category. Pattern will keep repeating until like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I just can't defend it. I can't defend it. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. I can defend the look. I think this is cute. That's it. That's as far as I go. If this comes out and it's like the best mobile game ever and it does like really fucking well, I will eat my words. I will happily put on the clown wig and make a fool out of myself. But everything else that they've put out that has followed the same exact pattern has shown otherwise. And so, what are we doing? It's such a fucking toss-up. Like, Tactics just came out. Really good remaster. If you guys want to know, I have a whole video on it and stuff like that. That's good. That's good. Again, giving people the shit that they want, preserving the experience, la da 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 da. Like, Tactics has gotten glowing reviews. Like, what would I like to see from Square Enix in the case of, like, remakes and remasters? If we're, like, putting that completely separate from, like, new ideas, you know, is to bring back Final Fantasy 13, make an HD collection. Like, Square Enix is sitting on so many obvious ideas of how to, like, make things people want to see, or I guess repackage the famous hits, you know, that people want to see, and they are nowhere to be found except for like every blue moon. You guys are behind the curtain right now, and what you have to show for it is a good remaster and a game no one asked for. Oh god, it's cute. That's the thing. I'm so upset. I like seeing the characters in a modern setting. Like that's the thing about Dissidia. It's non-canon tomfoolery. It's supposed to be kind of fun. How they always make up the narrative is that like all the characters essentially they no clip out of their own reality and fall into the Dissidia universe, and then shenanigans ensue, and you get to see all these characters that you like interact with each other. That's like always the fun part about it. So I can kind of really fit in any structure or gameplay setting or whatever. When you put it on a platform that is essentially guaranteed to fail at this point, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, even if it was a smaller scaled game, that's fine. I like the idea of like a smaller scale, like $40 game or something like that. You can still have this art style and make it like a console experience. You know, it's like the same thing with First Soldier too. Like First Soldier is a game I was interested in playing on PC, you know, with a proper glow up and not having to play a battle royale game on my phone. I wanted to play it on PC and they never put it on PC. Like, well, it failed and they just shut it down and they never gave it a second wind on PC. It feels like they like actively go out of their way to sabotage these things and put them on the most like platform that it is guaranteed to do the worst on. That's also the kicker too for some people who like may have an interest in this. Why would you want to play a game and give it money for the chance of it just not being there later? It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of ideas, effort, everything. All of the mistakes that we know of these kinds of projects. Straight up, I'm really disappointed. Dissidia as a concept is good and people like it and they would like to see more from it. You just have to make most of the format, and they're fucking up the format. It's crazy because if this had been announced alongside a console and PC version reaction, this wouldn't be anywhere near this bad. I don't know how they missed the mark on this before. I don't know how they keep making the same mistake. When you doom this thing to one platform that is so far proven to just be a desert wasteland and it's going to die within a year, What the fuck are we doing? Because, like, I'm hearing the same thing. Like, I love the art. I hate the fact that it's on mobile. Oh my god, a new Dissidia. Oh, it's on mobile only. And just immediately just deflates, like, I don't care. If they had a mobile version alongside of a PC and console version that was, like, a more glowed up, more fleshed out, people, yay! Yay, you can have it all. You can have it all. People are like, okay, I'm willing to give this a shot. No, they went with the guaranteed dead on arrival route, which I just don't understand. So asking Square to make a singular good decision this decade can't be too hard of an ask, can it? And that's the thing is that, like, on one side, we have Square Enix pumping out pretty, strong, good games. In this case, Rebirth or Final Fantasy 16. I mean, again, I know there's, like, discourse around that, but, they did well enough critically. They sold well enough. They're still doing shit that people like for the most part. And then on the flippity flop, they keep punching themselves in the face. For some godforsaken reason, Square Enix cannot, for the life of them, stop stepping on rakes, and they're all over the place, and they are so avoidable, and yet they keep stepping on rakes, and they're just smacking themselves in the head. Detective Thinker for the 55 saying 55 months, wowie gamers. Also, it seems like being a Square Enix fan truly is Russian roulette, except the gun is loaded like a normal gun, and we keep hitting shots, and so that's so true. It's just like on one side, it's like, oh, thank you for the delicious chocolates. What a nice little repackage of a thing that we loved. Oh my god, nom 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 nom. And then on the other side, hot doo-doo garbage that no one asked for, Because I'm not gonna go as far as to say they have nothing going on. It's just like they are missing the mark in such obvious, apparent ways. It's baffling and I can't defend it. Like, there's some stuff that I feel like Square gets a lot of unnecessary flack for, or again, like discourse that I feel like is a little hyperbolic, all things considered. Like, again, 16, I know there's discourse around the game. I still think it's a very good game. Maintains the Final Fantasy legacy just fine. But, and then on the other side, we have this stuff. So it's like, this is indefensible. I have no desire to back this up or be like, come on, guys, give it a chance. Because, like, no, we've seen this mistake over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point that it is absolutely insane that they're doing this. That's the part that does sting the most. All the 14 money rarely does go back into 14. I mean, 14's guaranteed to stick around because it's making all the money and stuff. But yeah, truly, Final Fantasy 14 is without a doubt subsidizing all of this. All of the mishaps, all of the failed games, projects that just got shut down within a year, all of that is being subsidized because Final Fantasy 14 makes a shit ton of money still. Obviously, 14 will always have a budget and will be maintained, but it's like, if only 14 could really keep all of the things that it is actually gaining, instead of having to keep the whole fucking Square Enix boat afloat somehow. And it's not all of it too. Again, like, despite reports and stuff, like Rebirth has sold well enough, other games have sold well enough and stuff, but 14 is the guaranteed moneymaker beyond expectation, to where Square Enix has a surplus, to the point where they have been able to fail upwards for the last decade, despite most, if not all of their side projects or anything that isn't like a main entry being flushed down the toilet. And we thought that they were making plans to stop this. The whole restructuring, the fact where it's like, it's dead silent over there when it comes to like brand new shit that isn't mobile game crap or like smaller projects. All we know is that they're restructuring for what? If you're restructuring and you're still doing the same tap dance that you were doing a decade ago, where you're pumping out mobile games that will die within a year, what the fuck is the point? Cue the clown music? Abso-fucking-lutely. Fellas, rev up those clowns, okay? It's time to powder off those wigs. Let's go. What are we doing? And I think the art design's cute. At what cost? I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Will you keep fucking digging and you keep put the clown makeup on? They might as well have put out some Missing Link if they were going to do this, because at least we'd have some Kingdom Hearts content. Now we have nothing that they're still going to do this. I feel like Missing Link would have had a better chance of succeeding than this. Kingdom Hearts fans are really dedicated. They will play things they don't particularly want to play just because it's Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts Union and Union, like, that shit lasted way longer than probably expected, just because the Kingdom Hearts fan base is really fucking dedicated. I mean, a lot of people, I wasn't exactly planning on playing Missing Link, but I knew a lot of people would like, I don't like mobile games, but I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm willing to give Missing Link a shot. I don't feel that energy at all with this. Like, Missing Link was kind of lukewarm, people willing to like, okay, this looks kind of cool. This has been mostly negative. I would say now more than before that Missing Link being canceled maybe was actually a decision made by Disney after seeing that the former KH mobile games failed and seeing how it was in development for too long in there. Maybe it was a Disney thing. I don't know. And the thing that's really confusing about Missing Link is the fact that it was so far along in development that they canceled it. Mind you, it had an open beta. And when you have a beta, that means the game is pretty playable as in like close to completion. They pulled the plug like a few months before it was kind of like alleged to come out. So maybe there was some kind of Disney thing behind the scenes. Maybe they lost funding for it. I don't know. Maybe that is it, is that the Square Enix side, because, Final Fantasy is all Square Enix. That's all their fucky wuckiness. Square Enix hasn't learned the lesson, but maybe Disney did. And that's the tricky thing about Kingdom Hearts, or like why Kingdom Hearts is always going to be in a slightly different kind of development bubble in relation to the rest of Square Enix, is because of that Disney aspect. And maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I wasn't that choked up about Missing Link being canceled under the impression impression that like, okay, maybe we won't get more of this stuff and Kingdom Hearts will finally get more AAA treatment moving forward. And we can take the concept of Missing Link and push it somewhere else into something, a bigger budget games, because Kingdom Hearts is a premium IP that will sell well if it's given a big enough production glow up, right? And so maybe it was Disney who pulled the plug on it behind the scenes, because like clearly Square Enix seems dead set on keep doing what they're fucking doing. To be a fly on the wall in the room of like where these decisions are being made. But again, all this is speculation. We can only go off of what is given to us. In this case, what is being relayed from Square Enix is that they're trying to get out of this stuff based off of their own business model, getting out of quantity and trying to move towards quality, which is like medium-sized games, and trying to get out of mobile games that'll get shut down. And then they do stuff like this that is completely contradictory to that narrative and that business strategy. I have no idea what to make of this other than incompetence or like some other backdoor deal that I'm completely oblivious about. Because I'm trying to make guesstimations here. I can rationalize like, why do games do shit that their fan bases fucking hate? It's because money. But the money excuse is not really relevant here, because like the odds of this not doing well is really high. Like this is not a guaranteed money maker despite not being what the fan base wants. This is pretty much a guaranteed financial failure, and also the fan base hates it. You know what I'm saying? You can be greedy and stupid at the same time.
Correct!
True. Square Enix also sold multiple IPs, the Magic NFT beans. How'd that go? Well, that was, so the NFT fuck up. So the previous CEO that greenlit those investments, he doesn't work there anymore. So like the NFT blockchain game craze, that mishap was the reason why Square Enix got a new CEO. And I was under the impression with this new CEO and this whole out there restructuring that they have been very transparent about. They literally post their business strategies for people. It's not a mystery what Square's trying to do. That's why this is so crazy to me, because this is like antithetical to those business strategies that they've been posting. This new CEO that they have seems like a much sharper guy and seems to be dedicated to properly structuring out Square Enix to where they are going to be quality versus quantity. So medium-sized games from premium IPs and putting out things people actually want and actually listen to the fan base more. That was what they were signaling. It's under my assumption with this new CEO and based off of everything that they have been saying, that it's just like, just give them time. Just give them time. They're behind the curtain, you know, they're doing work and they're going to pop their head out when they have big things to show off. And then they canceled Missing Link and I'm like, all right, clearly they're really dedicated to cleaning up the roadmap and not putting out crap that's just like likely to die within a year. And then this shows up. That's a big fucking hole in that plan. You know, like, again, this is antithetical to everything that they have been saying that they're not trying to do anymore. And yet, here it is. I am so curious to see how this will turn out. And especially if the beta, no one signs up for the beta, that'll be a big tell. Honestly, y'all, just because it's in beta doesn't mean it's guaranteed to come out. We've learned that with Missing Link. The beta could happen and be like, all right, yeah, we're slated to come out next year. And then they pull the plug on it too, because like no one's playing it. There's a strong possibility for that. Or it comes out, maybe has a little peak of interest, and then eventually it'll plateau and it'll die like every other fucking mobile game from Square Enix. It's a real damn shame, because like people like Dissidia, they like the concept of Dissidia. They would like Duodecim to come back in some capacity. I really hope that when this thing flops, that Square Enix doesn't like abandon the Dissidia brand entirely. Had it just been anything other than a mobile game, I think this maybe would have had a slightly better chance. But no. I have no interest in playing this. I have no interest in defending this decision. I'm completely baffled by it. I don't know what Square's doing at this point. And I'm pretty good at keeping track of this shit. I'm happy to give credit where credit is due in other cases, and Square does still make games that people like, or at least like repackaging their greatest hits that people like. But this is really disappointing and also confusing and just baffling. Baffling. Let's read the room here, okay? So the new Dissidia game launches next year on iOS and Android, assuming that there is no console version whatsoever, no PC version, strictly on mobile. Will you be playing this, let alone spending money on it? Do you have any interest in personally playing this, considering the format? Obviously no judgment, like, you know, it's your entertainment at the end of the day. I just don't care for mobile games really at all. I will pass. No. Okay. Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. I have a general no mobile games rule, so no. Valid. I feel that. If this was not a mobile game, I'd be interested, but nah. It's gonna be really fucking funny when they announce this thing getting shut down, that's for sure. It's gonna be the biggest we told you so.